Now she wants to be part of it.
I don't know what to do.
That's okay.
Oh, you can come sit. Flower girl. This is our flower girl. Ella. Oh, I'm just gonna go. Let's not do this.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm Ben Miyamoto. I'll be officiating today. This is the book that hides my phone. To start, we're going to have a reading from a friend of the bride and groom, Scott. So if you can come up and share a poem with us.
This is The Otter by Seamus Heaney. When you plunged, the light of Tuscany weaved and swung through the pool from top to bottom. I loved your wet head and smash and crawl, your fine swimmer's back and shoulders, surfacing and surfacing again, this year and every year since. I sat dry-throated on the warm stones. You were beyond me, the mellowed clarities, the grape deep air, thinned and disappointed. Thank God for the slow loadening. When I hold you now, we are close and deep as the atmosphere on water. My two hands are plumbed water. You are my palpable, lithe otter of memory. In the pool of the moment, turning to swim on your back, each silent, thigh-shaking kick, retilting the light, heaving the cool at your neck. And suddenly you're out. Back again, intent as ever, heavy and frisky in your freshened pelt, printing the stones.
So, Sean and Nanci asked me to officiate their wedding because I'm one of those college friends that is always just trying to start late-night conversations about the meaning of life. Also, I was there to witness the beginning of their relationship and key moments throughout the almost 8 years since then. At first, both of them tried pretty hard not to fall in love. Obviously, they got over that, which is great because it means we get to have a party in a castle. And of course, it also means that we have had the joy of seeing them become the amazing couple we all know today. At the very beginning of their relationship, Sean and Nanci were both on BC's campus for the summer, and they were in what seemed like an endless cycle of, are they dating? Will they date? Won't they date? While that was happening, Nanci and I had a lot of really angsty conversations about the definition of love and how you know whether or not you love someone. We disagreed about what love is. Nanci argued that love is something that happens to you, and I argued that love is something that you choose. Looking back, I think we were both partially right. To give a little window into the beginning of their relationship, I dug through 8 years of Facebook messages to find a link to a book excerpt Nanci sent me. Jay, another friend of the bride and groom, is going to read that excerpt for us. Jay, could you come up? While he does, Jay was on campus that summer also, and actually knew that Sean and Nanci loved each other before they even knew. I should say that this quote is pretty cheesy, and Nanci tried to add some qualifications and disclaimers about this quote in the message and before this, but she didn't write the speech. I did, so I'm not including any of that stuff. So Jay, if you want to...
There is someone special for everyone. Often there are 2, 3, 4, or more. There are old souls that travel across oceans of time to find the souls of lost friends and loves. They may not look familiar, but your heart knows them. Your heart has held them in arms like yours in distant lands and ancient kingdoms. You have ridden together in the armies of forgotten warrior generals, and you have lived together in the sand-covered caves. You are bonded together throughout eternity, and you will never be alone. Your head may interfere and say, I do not know you, but your heart knows. Soul recognition may be immediate, a sudden feeling of familiarity, of knowing of knowing this new person at depths far beyond what the conscious mind could know, at depths usually reserved for the most intimate family members, or even deeper than that, intuitively knowing what to say, how they will react. A feeling of safety and trust. Soul recognition may be subtle and slow, a dawning of awareness as the veil is gently lifted, or it could be immediate, a lightning bolt that shocks you with familiarity. There is always careful timing at work, and patience is necessary for the one who sees first. You may be awakened to the presence of your soul companion by a look, a dream, a memory, a feeling. No matter what sparks the memory, you feel it as your soul is jolted back to life. The touch that awakens may be that of your child, of a parent, of a sibling, or of a true friend, or it may be your beloved, reaching across the centuries to remind you that you've always been known to each other. Love you.
Thank you. I didn't get to know Sean until after they officially started dating, a little bit after that message was sent. So I'm not sure whose side of the debate he would have been on at the time. But if the ongoing debate between Sean and Nanci about Marvel's Civil War, Captain America versus Iron Man is any indication, Sean would have been on my side. Team Iron Man. Regardless, as I've watched them both grow, Sean's actions demonstrate exactly what I would have argued back then. I argued that love is something you choose and not something that happens to you, not a place that you fall. I believe love manifests and becomes real when you wake up unsure about everything and decide to show up. I believe love is present when someone asks and you answer, and maybe more importantly, when they don't ask and you're there anyways. Ultimately, I've come to believe love is both. It's something we can't completely control, but we do have to choose to invest our time and energy to make it grow. I can't think of any relationship that demonstrates both of these aspects of love better than Sean and Nanci's. Both of them fell hard for each other, despite their best efforts to avoid it. But then they chose to act on that love. They chose to love each other. And we've all seen them choose that love through the most difficult circumstances imaginable. They persisted, but they didn't do it alone. This wedding is the perfect example. There are all kinds of people from all different parts of their lives pitching in to help to make today possible. So today, we're gathered here to recognize and celebrate Nanci and Sean's love. But we're also here to celebrate their community, which is us. They're here to make a vow to each other in front of us, their family, friends, and community, that no matter what the unknown future holds, they will respond first and foremost out of love for each other. This is no small task, but they will have help. We collectively are here to make this Sean and Nanci's wedding. They could technically do this without us, or without all of you at least. But they asked us here to help them celebrate their love because we helped make it possible. And our collective appreciation and support of their relationship will help make their love possible through whatever unknown the future brings. Although most of it is unknown, we are confident it will be full of love. Now, Nanci and Sean, it's time to exchange your vows.
Come on, Shanci. Yes, sir. Kate Haggerty. My boy. Shanci.
Sorry, the sun is like right in my eyes, so I'm trying to. Should have brought sunglasses, right?
That would have been a good idea.
She wouldn't let me wear the sunglasses. Okay, sorry. Even though I'm the one with the blog, you've always been better with words. When we first met, we were doing a speed dating game where you get to know the people in your group, and you get paired with one other person. When I got paired with Sean, the question we were asked was, what is your spirit animal? And he immediately said, oh, that's easy. I'm a panda, because I'm black, white, cute, and cuddly. And I thought that was the lamest thing I'd ever heard. But even in that moment, I hadn't thought about what my spirit animal was. So, and I told him just that, and I said, I don't know, I'd probably be some kind of dog. And you said, that's a safe answer. And I was very indignant and asked, what's safe about that? Maybe I'm safe. I'm not a very spontaneous person. I'm very loyal and responsible. And I'll always be here for you if you need it. You still said it was a safe answer. I hope that planning this wedding in 3 weeks shows you that I can be spontaneous. I'm not going to be able to do justice in words to how I feel about you. And this wedding is really the way that I can show that. Because we all know I didn't ever want to get married in the first place, but here we are. And I'm really happy to be here. So for my vows, I promise to practice patience, understanding, and honesty. I promise to listen actively, value your opinions, and validate your experience. I promise to communicate even when it's hard, and have difficult conversations when necessary. I promise to continue to work on myself and build my capacity to love you in new and different ways. I promise to challenge you to be your best self and to learn and grow when you challenge me to be mine. I promise to love and support you unconditionally, as you have always done for me. Y'all are tripping. You should...
For real?
Yeah, no,
I mean, if I had the sunglasses.
I'm not crying, it's just hot.
Really?
He's lying.
Is it Troy? Shanci Billups?
Being in a relationship with you has taught me a lot of things. We won't get into all the ways I'm a better person now than I was 7.5 years ago. But one thing in particular that's changed is how I deal with not being in control. In case anyone is wondering, dating Nanci is kind of like a roller coaster. It's really fun, but it can be really scary too. And things happen really fast. You never know when the next low is coming, like last week when you were in the hospital, or when the next high is coming, like 3 days later when we're getting married. And all of our friends and family were here to support us. But the entire time, you make me feel so safe. So in the interest of having zero control and being okay with that, I wanted to say a few things that you probably won't be able to control in a marriage with me. Things I can't promise, even on our wedding day. I can't promise I'll never leave beard trimmings in the sink when I shave. I can't promise I'll always be listening when the game is on. I can't promise I won't get stressed for really small things. I can't promise I'll always be strong. I can't promise our life will be easy. But there are a few things that I can't promise. I promise I'll always rub your head before you go to sleep. I promise that when I'm stressed, you'll always be the person I go to calm down. Like earlier today. I promise I'll always run downstairs to get the glass of water you forgot. I promise that I'll always be there for your family and help you take care of them like you've been doing for 29 years. And I promise that whatever life throws at us, good, bad, highs, or lows, we'll live it together.
So now, as a symbol of their love, they'll exchange rings.
We have to get his resized. It's fine.
And now, it's my pleasure to introduce you all to the married couple.
What it do, baby? What it do, baby?
So, next.
Oh, wow. Somebody's phone going off over there.
Jen, so at some point we do want to take photos with family, but maybe inside or maybe a little later when it's cooler. I think the food's ready, right? It's all set up. So maybe we could do that first. We could go in, we could eat, drink a little, and then do photos, and then our first dance and speeches. Does that sound good to everyone? Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, with the music, babe.
It's not a thing. I was like, she's
You
good.
can stop the video. All right.
Toasts and speeches, and dessert eating and champagne drinking. Cheers to your first dance.
We didn't practice this. We also didn't expect people to be skipping.
You smiled over your shoulder. For a minute I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest, and you asked me to stay over. I said I already told you. I think that you should get somewhere. I didn't want you. It's beautiful the time. I just wanted to have a game, get good. You make me feel this way somehow. I'm so in love with you. I hope you know. Don't let go. Just one girl, this we know. We're so far right there. Look how we go. Not again, I can't do that.
Can I stop this?
So we're doing facetiousness. So first up is my best friend, who I am no longer. He's got crying now.
Middle school through high school, we were considered some of the greatest writers of our time of fan fiction. We each had our alter ego, mine being Ryan, who always ended up with Nick Jonas, and her being Anna, who always ended up with James Lafferty. James and Anna's relationship always began the way Nanci talked up there. And so even at this point in time, 8 years ago, I was telling her, that's your James, no matter how much she denied it. And I'm glad to see I was right. Nanci is beyond my best friend. She is my sister from another Mr. and Mrs. She is family. After 28 years, she's still the first person I share all good and bad news with, even if it takes her a week to respond to the text or before she sleeps. I have her handwriting tattooed on my arm. I have a memory of almost everything and anything that you could imagine. Simple things, like chocolate ice cream because of the virgin mudslides that we made from chocolate ice cream at Aunt Chris, hiding in the closet, acting suspicious so we could laugh at the fact that we tricked the adults. Like newspapers, because every summer I got up to join Nanci and Trisha and the kids on a paper route. Like floor vents, because of us sticking our ears to the vent on the floor in the first Sherwood Hills house to see if our parents and Nanci could go to Florida with us. Like road trips and basketball, because of that time we drove to Wilmington, North Carolina to meet the One Tree Hill cast, but stopped at colleges along the way so Trisha could make it educational. To dancing and singing and bandanas because of listening to songs that were way too old for us, but adults didn't stop us from singing or dancing to them since the bandana kids always performed at every family gathering, and obviously you knew I was going to bring that up because long live the bandana kids. Like Domino's and pizza, because one time we wrote a jingle for Domino's and Saber worked there to a tune of Britney Spears' Lucky, which I still think should have gotten picked up and used. Like every Christmas Eve we spent with each other. Like old cars and ghost stories because of acting like we know cars because we watched Supernatural and we desperately wanted the 1967 Impala. Like emergency preparedness plan course I have to take every year at work because of creating an emergency preparedness plan simply because we wanted to try and meet Dylan and Cole Sprouse. But still presenting that plan years later at middle school because it actually was a good plan. Like giving birth to my daughter Ella. Because Auntie Nana, as Ella calls her, and Sean being the first visitors to see my daughter in the hospital just minutes after I was moved to her room, meaning they were there before I even know where we were going. And like walking the streets of Alston when Nanci was turning 21, and it being the first time I met Sean. Obviously this followed that I don't want to like in conversation, but even then I knew. It was in the way Sean looked at her, even though he was trying to be super cool and laid back. And then a few years later, he planned a surprise party for her, so I dragged my butt up to Boston to be there when she walked in. When I went home that night, I received a message from Sean thanking me for driving up because it was really important to Nanci. Ever since that first night when I watched the way Sean looked at Nanci, I've been so privileged to watch their love grow and to watch Sean become truly the man of my best friend's dreams. He has never faltered, wavered, disappeared, and he has been right by your side every single step of the way, even when it's not easy. Has dutifully taken on the role of Uncle Sean to my daughter, even though I don't think he really knows what to do with my 2-year-old sitting there staring at him. I could be here for days talking about how amazing Sean is for Nanci. He is as sensitive to Nanci's hardness. He is as sappy, grows loving to Nanci's ew, don't touch me. He is the tears to the tear duct she had stolen by aliens as we long ago decided, but I guess they gave them back. In many ways, I'm going to say Sean is just like me, and so that's why she obviously ended up choosing him. Growing up, we talked endlessly about our happy endings, and so, to the Mary Ann to my Wanda, to the Lane to my Rory, to the Brooke to my Peyton, to the Anna to my Ryan, I couldn't be happier that we are here today, and I am toasting you to your real-life James 8 years later, and I said we would be. I love you both. Pretty much
sending the bill for my knee injury outside earlier. I know, but you had like a lot of weight into it and I wasn't planted for it, so I'm just... Sir, I'm kind of important. I didn't consent to that.
We'll blur it out. Do I still have to be recording? No? In the Court of the Crimson King or something?
Yeah, you tried. Let me hear your speech. I want to hear your speech.
You guys think I should still be recording?
Yeah, so the next speech is best man.
Should I still be recording?
Oh, brother.
Never mind, we're good.
Adam.
Well,
Don't embarrass me.
I got it. Oh no, I actually, me and Sean, yeah, that's my best friend. And when I remember when Sean called me from college, and this is I'm what 17 or something. Calls me from college, and we're just talking, like catching up. And he just slides in. He's like, "Oh yeah, I have a girlfriend." And I was kind of like, "What?" Like, I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "No, I have a girlfriend. Like, you're really gonna like her. Like, she's really cool." And I could just hear the excitement in his voice. And so I think I visited that May they got together, like first got together, and I just met Nanci, and I saw I've never seen Sean. I've never seen Sean just so. Somebody check Sean, honestly. Like, because honestly, that was what it was. I would say something, and she'd be like, no, sweetie. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. But then I got to know Nanci, and just to see their dynamic, and to see how much she loved my brother, and how much she cared for him, and had his best interest, it's just how great of a person she was. That just, I couldn't ask for more, or someone better for you. And I just am so happy. I don't think she knocked out the park. I'm going off the top of the head, out promotion. But I'm so happy for the both of you, and I'm so happy that you guys have come together. You guys are just goals, as they call it. But I just love the both of you, my boy. I'm so happy for you.
Cheers.
So I think we do have one more speech. Any of you know my dad? Know that he enjoys giving speeches, particularly in public places when I don't want him to. But I'm really excited to hear what he has to say tonight, because I know that it's really, oh, you're ready. No, he's right. I don't even need to say anything for him. My dad. Yay!
Wow. Go, Dad. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. And my name is Fiore-Chettiar, and I am the father of this wonderful daughter of mine, Nanci. And I would like to welcome everyone to this wonderful night of beautiful occasion that these two people are enjoying this evening. But I would also like to especially thank you. Got that? No. Get out.
Yeah, Mom.
smart daughter, Nanci, who's so beautiful. Sorry. Yeah. Man, whoever made the bet, yeah, I lost it. All right, I'll make this sweet and short. Very accomplished daughter, Nanci. And I would also like to thank Patricia, Bob, my daughter Nanci is my hero. But I also have a hero right here. I wouldn't be here when I was born. She wouldn't be here without me. As far as Nanci is concerned, every day she goes out into the world with so much tenacity. It has always overwhelmed me at her inner strength. I know she's going to be an amazing wife. And with Sean by her side, there is no limit to what these two can accomplish together. And these two have been together since college days. I've seen them grow as a couple. They both are so supportive of each other. And unfortunately, I have to add their dog, Obi, is a testament to their ability to work together. Although I believe Obi is somewhat spoiled. But then what first child isn't?
Preach.
So my fatherly advice to these two people who just got married this evening would be always keep the lines of communication open. And be truthful. And be truthful to each other. Remember, you are each other's best friend and confidant. And I want to thank all the family members, the Fiores, the Fasons, the Chettiars. Sorry, I don't know all the other last names of Nanci's friends. I'm so happy that all of you are here this evening, making this wonderful occasion a beautiful event. And I want to congratulate both of them in their special occasion. So let's raise our glasses.
That was our last speech. But before we move on to dancing and continuing to eat dinner in my case, and I think there's lots of leftovers, so please make sure to bring some home. But before we disperse to do that and enjoy the rest of the night, there are a couple of people that I feel like it is so necessary to thank. As you know, I decided 3 weeks ago that I wanted this to happen, and as much as I tried to pull everything together in that time period, it was a lot, and I had my family, particularly my siblings and my mom, really doing a lot of the logistics, so I wanted to thank you all so much. I could not have done this without you.
I know.
We wouldn't be where we are. But I also want to thank Ben and Donna.
Yeah.
If you could
Yeah.
stand up. So Ben, as he mentioned, has been a friend of ours since college, and I always knew that he was going to be the officiant tonight. But I did not realize how much work he was going to be putting in this weekend. And similarly, Donna, you came here expecting to have a fun weekend with friends, and you became like my wedding planner. All weekend, all of the drinks are thanks to Donna. All of the decor, thanks to Donna. And so many other people also contributed to this. I know, Timmy, you've been handling Obi like a champ. Thank you. But I particularly felt like I needed to name these two because it's just so important, the ways that they pitched in without being asked all weekend to make this happen. So thank you. We have someone else that we want to
last. Okay. Nancy said it beautifully. I just want to also give, I like drunkenly thanked him last night as well, but I want to propose my man Scott right here. Literally, booked every reservation, bought everything, 4 days. Earlier today, when we were walking down, he was going to the rock, then turned right. He's just.
You went and bought air mattresses when there weren't enough beds.